A week in July was spent bow hunting and filming feral pigs in New South Wales, Australia. On this trip was my dad and my twin brother James. There were plenty of pigs about, especially good mobs of sows and piglets, seeing as the countryside had been inundated with water after flooding earlier in the year. A few seasons of good food and plenty of water ensured the sows had been breeding and piglets growing. This can be seen in my earlier YouTube video, Feral Pigs of New South Wales, Australia. Good conditions and low hunting pressure ensured large numbers of feral pigs and good young boars. During July, the mornings and nights are extremely cold. Luckily for us, the frosty mornings quickly warm up at around 12 and turn into clear skies and sunny days. We noticed that mornings during this trip were so cold that shallow pools of water were encased in a layer of ice. It is this cold weather that triggers sows to come into season, which attracts boars for the right to mate. The sound of running boars is something every bow hunter loves to hear when in the Aussie bush hunting feral pigs. Now that you understand the area and pigs we are bow hunting, sit back and relax as a few boars get harvested on film. The first young boar of the trip fell with one well-placed arrow tight behind the shoulder, taking out the lungs. It collapsed roughly 15 metres away in a channel and made for an easy retrieval. Well-used pig trails and fresh pig scat were all the indication we needed to realise that this open paddock was a well-used feeding area for feral pigs. The second pig to hit the deck was James's personal best boar to date. Unfortunately, it was not caught on film, although it had great tusks for the area in which we were hunting.
This is the first morning of our hunt in July 2012. We came out into an open pan and saw this lone boar walking across the timberline. I cut out across and got in front of him, shot him from about 15 yards with one arrow. The only shot he presented was a tight quartering away shot, and I just shoot over his back hip bone, and he ran probably about 80 metres and then just died in some of the salt bush. It was a pretty good pig. We don't normally get them this big for tusk wise, so yeah, really happy.
A short time later and we're on the pigs again. A few young boars were heard as they followed an older sow, which seemed to be on heat. After a short stalk and closer inspection, an ambush was set. I with the bow waited as the boar followed close behind a sow, which was walking towards me. Lack of communication between me and Dad, who had the camera, led to a missed opportunity as the sow busted me at 2 metres. Nonetheless, it was a great experience and some heart-pumping action. During lunchtimes and less active times of the day, we spent our time enjoying the native wildlife and surrounding scenery. But it was back to bow hunting as Dad closed the distance on an unsuspecting young boar during the early afternoon. The shot at under 10 metres entered behind the shoulder and exited in front of the shoulder on the offside. The pig only travelled 20 metres before going down. This sow sensed danger as she had saw me move. Realising a possible threat, she came in closer to investigate. We call her a checkout chick as she comes in to see if there is a possible threat to her piglets which lie nearby. However, the wind was consistent and remained in my face, not allowing her to fully detect what she had seen. Hunts during the middle of the day also proved to be successful, with pigs enjoying the light breeze as they slept under the base of large gums surrounded by saltbush. Here a young boar sleeps under a large tree, tucked away in its bed. Glassing large shaded trees surrounded with saltbush proves an effective method during the middle of the day when pigs bed down. Dad was able to close the gap to under 5 metres as the pig slept. The shot took the boar low in the facing shoulder, as it ran 10 metres before expiring. In the afternoons we used an excavator as a vantage point to look over hundreds of metres of saltbush. We glassed with binoculars as pigs ranged from larger saltbush to the pasture and thistles. Spotting them from distances up to 300 metres meant that by the time we actually stalked into range of the pigs it was past sunset. Therefore it was essential a good shot was made to avoid late trucking jobs. As usual, a clean humane 1-hour kill had this pig travel 40 metres before going down. My personal highlight of the trip was getting my best boar to date. We were walking back to the car through some lightly timbered area and thistles when I noticed a pig sunning in a daybed less than 10 metres away. I stopped immediately and looked to see if it was alarmed. Its ears were raised, so I waited for about 5 minutes before they were lowered. Dad was unable to move with the video camera and get a clear shot as he didn't want to risk the boar being reloaded by any movement. I slowly raised my bow, nocked an arrow and pulled back. I hit the boar as low as I could as he was dug out in a depression. The arrow went through the lungs on entry and exited near the heart on the other side. The boar, which was bigger than first anticipated, ran 40 metres before expiring. It was a real treat to find a nest which a sow had made to house her young piglets. When the sow had left, I took my opportunity to quickly put my video camera inside the straw nest and get some video footage. With piglets and sows all over the countryside, Dad, James and I knew that this trip would be the first of some exciting bow hunting in the upcoming years. Young boars were also developing, which made the prospects even greater. However, time spent bow hunting and videoing in New South Wales was up. That was it for a great week away. We had harvested a number of feral critters and given the native wildlife and scenery a break from their damaging habits.